Om Sri Sai Ram, Om Sri Sai Nadhaya Namaha, Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Today in the satsang, we are going to talk about Sri Saisatcharita Chapter 21. In this chapter, Hemad Pant starts the chapter with words like, how fortunate we are to have Baba in our lives, and how he was supposed to meet a famous saint by name Pir Maulana, and a lot of people told him to go and meet him, but he could not meet him. But what happened ultimately was that he came to Shirdi and Baba pulled him there. And we need to have a purified mind, and our good deeds are so essential as a qualification to have Guru enter our lives. This is the reason why saints take birth in this world. In this chapter, Hemad Pant talks about mainly three people. One is V.H. Thakur, Anantarao Patankar, and the third one is Pandarpur Pleader. So Baba showed an excellent path in this chapter, which is called Navavidha Bakthi, and nothing really supersedes that. And he explained through Anantarao Patankar also. V.H. Thakur once met a saint named Appa, who was teaching at that time from Vichar Sagar. He was doing a satsang, and Appa was a great saint. He tells him when he met Thakur, when he met Appa tells him that his desires will be fulfilled once he reads the book, and he will meet a great saint who will show him the ultimate path and lead him towards the goal of life. And this came true when Mr. Thakur went to Shirdi, and he was persuaded by Nana Chandorkar again. So once he meets Baba, Baba tells him that what Appa told you was all right, but these things have to be practiced and lived. Mere reading won't do. You have to think and carry out what you read. Mere book learning without the grace of Guru and self-realization is of no avail. So those are the beautiful words that he told Thakur, Baba told Thakur. And Thakur realizes greatness and realizes what Appa said at that time. The other story in this one is about Anantarao Patankar. He comes from Pune, and he was blessed by Baba because he wanted to get a peace of mind. He heard all the Vedas, read original Upanishads, and a lot of commentaries, and he read Puranas and everything almost. He was very knowledgeable about all these things, but his mind always was restless, and he felt that no matter what he did, he could not get the peace of mind. And he was trying to reach that ultimate goal of life. And when he had darshan of Baba, he felt very good. His eyes were rewarded. He was bowing down at Baba's feet and worshipped him. And he sat in front of Baba and told him that I have read many books, including the Vedas, Vedangas, and the Upanishads. I have listened to the holy Shastras and Puranas. Yet, why is my mind so despondent? I now feel that whatever I have read has been wasted. I think that even the illiterate devotee is better off than me. All my study of books, learning of Shastras is a waste. All this bookish knowledge is futile as long as my mind remains unsteady. He said that he did mantra japa and several other means to achieve peace, but nothing helped. Finally, he comes to Shirdi to ask for Sai's blessings. Then Baba told him a humorous parable like this. Once a merchant came along, and at that time a horse passed 9 balls of stool in front of him. The merchant was very efficient. He immediately took off his wrap and spread it out, collected all the balls and tied a knot, and was able to achieve concentration of mind. This was the parable Baba told Anantarao Patankar. Why Sai said like this? What could be the meaning of this? Why the collecting the stools, those balls of stool, helped this merchant? And at first, he did not understand anything. And he had a conversation later on with Dada Kelkar. And Dada said, I too do not understand. Baba's talk is always of this kind. But I will tell you whatever I am able to understand as he inspires me. The horse is God's grace. This is how the puzzle of the ninefold devotion could be explained. Without devotion, one cannot have a union with God, and knowledge will not be acquired. Here we can remind ourselves one story about the great Vyasa, the great Guru. He wrote all the Puranas. He wrote all the. He divided all the Vedas. He did everything, but still his mind was unsettled. Then Narada Maharshi comes and tells him to write Bhagavata. Bhagavata is about devotion. So after he wrote Bhagavata, then he achieved peace of mind. The unrest was removed. In a similar way, here Anantarao Patankar was also told by Baba about the Navavidha Bakthi. Let us see what is Navavidha Bakthi means. They are like this: Sravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Padasevana, Archana, Vandana, Dasya, and finally the Atmanivedana. These are the 9 modes of devotion. With full faith, if one of those is practiced, we will be blessed. And let us go a little bit deeper into these right now. The first 3 are Sravanam, Kirtanam, and Smaranam. These 3 will purify our mind. Then seed of bhakti is ready to grow. Then if we can incorporate Pada Sevana, Archana, and Vandana Seva, the seed starts growing into a plant. Guru will bless us, and at that point we have to use Dasya and Sakya. Finally, we merge into Paramatma by Atmanivedana. This is the goal of human life. To understand all this, we have to go back to the creation. In Saisatcharita, Bhakti is compared to a horse. In the beginning of the creation, Lord Brahma created Manu and Satarupa, first female and male. They had a daughter by name Devahuti. She gets married to Kardama Prajapati. Kardama was very pious and he was the embodiment of the knowledge. She did a lot of penance and served the husband. By doing that, her body was aged, shriveled by harsh living. And Kardama was pleased by her dedication of Devahuti, and he grants her the whatever she lost through aging, he grants everything back to her. And then she also gets 9 daughters. And these 9 daughters were married to 9 Prajapatis like Marichi, etc. So let us see who are they. Kala was the first one. She was married to Marichi, Anasuya to Atri, Shraddha to Angira, Havirbu to Pulatsya, Gati to Pulaha, Shanti to Atharva, Kruta to Kratu, Kyati to Bhrugu, and Arundhati was married to sage Vasistha. Like these, all the 9 daughters were married to these 9 great Mahanubhavas. These daughters are the 9 forms of the Navavidha Bakthi. All the Maharshis represent the Gnana, and their consorts were forms of the Bhakti. So like that, we need to worship God with utmost devotion, then only we merge with God. Sai is our Paramaguru, and he will make us experience these Navavidha Bhaktis. And if we learn a little bit of each of the Navavidha Bhaktis, let us see how we can step by step go to that goal, achieve that goal. Sravana is like hearing God's virtues, glories, and stories connected with His divine name and form. In a similar way, we have to start reading about Baba too, learn about Baba, Sravana. The devotees get absorbed in the hearing of the divine stories, and the devotee's mind will merge with the thought of the divinity, and the earthly things are separated from the mind. Then one can achieve concentration, better concentration and meditation also. So, in a similar way, King Parikshit attained liberation through Sravana only, when Sukha Maharshi told him about Bhagavatam. The second one is Kirtana. Kirtana is singing of Lord's glories. The bhajans, they give us utmost devotion. Kirtana is the best thing. The third one is Smaranam. Whatever we did the Sravanam and Kirtanam, remembering Lord at all the times in different ways. And in any way, if we remember God, it is Smarana. This is the best practice. Even Lord Krishna says in Gita, O Arjuna, he who fixes his mind on me constantly remembers me. I am easily attained by that yogi, ever united with me. So these are the beautiful words Lord Krishna said about the Smaranam. And Pada Sevanam is also serving the Lord's feet. And no mortal being has got the fortune to practice this method of bhakti as Lakshmi serving the Lord Narayana's feet. So what can we do to serve God's idol or picture? In this way, we can serve God. We can do Pada Seva. We do Archana to Baba's Padukas, right? We serve Guru's Padas too. So in the similar way, we can do this Pada Sevanam. And Archana is the worship of Lord, and worship can be done either through an image or a picture or even a mental form. So this is called Manasa Puja. So we can do that Archana in that way. And serving people and worshipping saints is also a worship of the Virat Swarupa of the Lord. Lord appears in all forms. And then sixth one is Vandana. Vandana is a prayer and prostration. Humble prostration, touching the earth with the 8 limbs of the body, that is called Sastanga Namaskara, with faith and reverence. Ego or Ahankara will be teased out, and the devotee will become more pure by doing this. And then the 7th one is Dasya Bhakti, is the love of God through servant sentiment, to serve God and carry out His wishes, realizing the virtues, nature and mystery and glory Considering oneself as a slave of God, the Supreme Master, is the Dasya Bhakti. We can do this worshipping idols in temples, sweeping the temples, meditating on God, and mentally serving the God like a slave. So this is called Dasya Bhakti. This is the Dasya Bhakti we saw Radhakrishna Mai sweeping the whole area where Baba used to walk. And in a similar way, Mahalsapati, Shyama, Bagoji, all the others did the Dasya kind of Bhakti. And then Sakya Bhakti also is the eighth one. And this one is the cultivation of a friendly sentiment with God by becoming dearest to God. So whatever difficulties we have, we will talk to our friends. In a similar way, we approach God in that way. And this is one of the purest forms of the Sakya Bhava also, Bhakti Marga. The devotee here feels himself or herself merged in the ocean of joy on seeing, touching or thinking of the beloved. So God is our beloved. The ninth one is Atma Nivedana. Atma Nivedana is a self-surrender. The devotee offers everything to God and nothing exists after that. The devotee keeps nothing for himself. He loses even his own self. This is called self-surrender. This is the absolute love for God. There is nothing but God consciousness in the devotee. Highest truth is absoluteness, and the soul rises above all the states of consciousness. By practicing these 9 modes of devotion, we can reach to the new heights in Sai worship also. And we will ask Sai's blessing to reach these stages in the devotion, these 9 forms. And Sai will bless us with utmost love. And at the end of this chapter, 21st chapter, Hemad Pant talks about how Baba discourages negative talk also. Once a pleader because a Pandharpur pleader comes to Shirdi, and through him, Baba teaches us this, because to achieve the stages of the 9 stages of this devotion, we need to undo certain behaviors from us. This is the kind of behavior that negative talk Baba was teaching us. This pleader comes to Dwarka Mai and fell at Baba's feet without being asked, offered some dakshina, and sat in a corner eager to hear what goes on there. Then Baba turned his face towards him and said, "How cunning the people are! They fall at the feet, offer dakshina, but inwardly give abuses behind the back. Is not this wonderful?" And those are the words Baba spoke. Nobody understood this remark, but the pleader grasped it, but kept silent. When they returned to Vada, the pleader told Kaka Sahib Dikshit, what Baba remarked was perfectly right. Before coming to Shirdi, he was with other people in the bar room with other attorneys there. He criticized Mr. Nolkar, who was a sub-judge, when he went to Sai Baba for improvement of his health. And because he criticized Nolkar for going and believing blindly in Baba, he criticized him also along with others. This is what Baba was mentioning, and immediately he realized Baba's omniscience, Baba's sarvagnata, and this made him believe in Baba later on. This is the Baba's greatness, and Sai's greatness is unfathomable. Nobody can measure it, and his wonderful leelas are so amazing, and his life is also such. For one time, he is the Parabrahman incarnate, he is the God incarnate, and he is the Supreme Guru. So these are the things that Hemad Pant wanted us to learn through chapter 21 in the Saisatcharita. Sri Sai Nadharpanamastu. Om Sri Sai Ram. Om Sri Sai Nadhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai.